folks, there's nothing inflationary about Trump's America First platform, and that's the subject of the riff. If Donald Trump's economic policies generated less than 2% inflation during his first term, why is it that people on Wall Street and elsewhere keep telling us virtually the same Trumpian policies in a second term are going to be inflationary? I don't get it. Where's the logic? In his first term, Trump slashed corporate tax rate, executed across-the-board regulatory red tape relief, promoted fossil fuel production, fought unfair trading practices, and kept our southern border relatively closed. The average inflation rate over his entire four-year term was 1.9% at an annual rate. The sum total of consumer price increases was only 7% for 4 years. Now, reading through Mr. Trump's newly released platform, under Chapter 3, Build the Greatest Economy in History, his agenda rests on 5 pillars: slashing regulations, cutting taxes, securing fair trade deals, drill, baby, drill, and importantly, hold on, keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency, a.k.a. King Dollar. So tell me again where the inflation's going to come from. If Mr. Trump's trade policy reciprocity slaps tariffs on countries with unfair trading practices, that's not going to cause inflation. Anyway, consumers will boycott high prices, forcing businesses to cut back on their margins, or Chinese companies, for example, will have to cut their prices and profit margins. That's not inflationary. The only real cause of inflation is if the Federal Reserve starts printing boatloads of excess money. But if Mr. Trump wants the American dollar to be the America First in world currency markets, that's not going to permit the Fed to go berserk in creating unwanted dollars. By the way, in Mr. Trump's platform documents, he talks several times about curbing unnecessary and wasteful spending. Again and again, the platform talks about defeating inflation. And as he turns the fossil fuel spigots back on, oil prices could drop closer to $40 a barrel than $85 to $100 a barrel. That's major league counterinflation. And preserving Mr. Trump's corporate tax cuts, as well as restoring capital depreciation bonuses for equipment and machinery, well, that'll raise real worker wages as it did in his first term and enhance productivity as a result of the buildup of innovation and investment. That whole process is counterinflationary. Stopping Mr. Biden's border catastrophe will restore law and order and public safety. And that's like a tax cut on families and small businesses, which is also counterinflationary. Meanwhile, open borders is not the pro-growth labor tool that some left-wing economists seem to think, but it sure has increased federal, state, and local spending on food or housing or health care. It's crowding out traditional entitlements, raising prices in many of those areas, especially housing. I remember the so-called smart money on Wall Street was opposed to Donald Trump back in 2016, and they thought his corporate tax cuts would just boost deficits and inflation. They were wrong then, and they're going to be wrong again now. And that's my riff.